Hey everyone, and welcome to this video about Forza Motorsport 8. Now, it is highly expected that we're going to see the reveal of Motorsport 8 at the July Xbox 2020 conference, so I just wanted to whip up this quick video to bring everyone up to speed on what is already known about the game, which is surprisingly a lot. And because, hey, we can't all be expected to follow all the news all the time, so here's your quick get up to speed video. To start off, and this one's pretty obvious but still worth saying, we do know another Forza Motorsport title is in the works. It's not just rumor or speculation. Turn 10 has been pretty open about the fact that they're working on what they call the next Forza experience. So when can we expect it is kind of the big question, and one we can actually make a pretty dang good guess about. Forza is pretty consistent about their launch times. As you can see on the screen, pretty much every title in the past 10 years has launched in either September, October, or November, with October being kind of the middle ground. Now there are two big factors though affecting this. For one, this is a new console launch year, which likely means Forza will not launch before the Series X launches. It's likely they're planning on being a release title, however it's also well known that both Turn 10 and Playground Games have been slowing down and working from home amidst the global pandemic, so that is factor number two. We could see a delay, maybe even into early 2021. There are some leaks about a February 2021 release date, but my money's on more late 2020. As an added factor here, it has been well said by Turn 10 that they planned on taking 1 year off to develop the next game in the franchise, and that would put the release date in 2020. So we can safely assume that at least the original planned launch date was for around October 2020. Now, enough about the dates, let's talk features, and we know quite a few for a game that hasn't even really been officially announced yet. During the holiday 2019 dev stream, Chris Asaki, the creative director for Turn 10, came on and talked about how Motorsport 8 was coming along. At this point, December 2019, the game was playable. We know that, and he mentioned quite a few goodies for sim fans. There is a new tire and tire pressure model with dynamic rubbering in, dynamic track temperatures, new atmospheric pressure system which affects things like air density, cars' aerodynamics, and cars' power like from turbos, and also a redesigned suspension system. He also said he was not mentioning about 15 other things under the hood with the new physics model, and guys, this is huge news. There has definitely been a recent surge in sim racing, and more mainline sims like Gran Turismo and Forza Motorsport simply have not been keeping up with the incredibly realistic and in-depth physics models in games like iRacing, R-Factor, or Assetto Corsa. Because of this, there's been a lot of talk that Forza Motorsport was going to invest more in accessibility and move more towards the horizon end of the sim versus arcade spectrum. And honestly, I wouldn't blame them for that. Forza is a flagship Microsoft franchise, and they obviously want it to be accessible to a lot of players, but it looks like instead they are really doubling down on the simulation driving model, and that could just not make me happier. So let's move on from that little interview and talk about some rumors and other known features. So in April of this year, when GDC was supposed to happen, Turn 10 did a digital presentation called Art Directing for 100 miles per hour, which was actually really interesting. If you're into the kind of nerdy art design for video game stuff, definitely watch it. It's about an hour long on YouTube. Anyway, during that presentation, not only did we get some very early sort of concept looks at the next Forza game, ray tracing was also discussed at length. So it's a safe bet that ray tracing will be coming for Motorsport 8. Alright, now to wrap things up, let's get into some of the less confirmed information and talk about some rumors and leaks. It's been rumored that most cars are getting a fresh new model for Motorsport 8, which is awesome because some models were not that good and very dated, looking at you S15. However, it also means that we will not be getting a very large car list because of the work involved in rescanning and modeling each and every car. So who knows if this is true, but maybe expect closer to 100 or 200 cars instead of the 700 plus that we've been used to these past few years. Next up in the rumor mill is that career mode has gotten a full redesign to compare to something like the Need for Speed story modes with characters, cinematics, and a full-blown story. I think this would be awesome if true, and although everything should be taken with a grain of salt, there's a good bit of evidence to support this. Chris Asaki said himself that the next game would be a vastly different and amazing experience. And there has been a lot of talk in general about a big shakeup for the series. I mean, they didn't take an extra year off for nothing. So we'll of course just have to wait and see, and hopefully we'll be seeing the announcement during the next Xbox conference happening on July 23rd. That's tomorrow for you folks that watch this early. So keep an eye out for the announcement and check back here for anything Forza related. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.